Morning, guys. What's going on? So, summer's over. Day after Labor Day, everybody's back to reality, back to school, back to work, full time, whatever you were doing for the summer. So, reminded me of a story. A guy I used to work with, overweight, out of shape, and he came to me one time and he said, he wanted to get in shape, he wanted to start working out, and like a lot of people do, they profess that they want to change until they hear that they have to change. So the story with this guy was, once I told him, you want to cut down on the booze and this, that, and the other thing, he just glazed over and he said, well, and this was probably in July, I guess, late July, midsummer. And he said, well, I'm probably going to wait till after Labor Day because, I like my beer too much. So, I'll just wait till after Labor Day and then I'll start getting in shape and I'll start doing this. So it just begs that question, like, when is enough enough? When are you going to decide to change? When are you going to decide? There's always going to be something. It's the summertime. Well, now it's Labor Day and you're going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be Thanksgiving, it's going to be Christmas, and it's going to be New Year's. Then you're going to have the Super Bowl, right? And then the summer's going to be rolling back around. And it's just like a never-ending cycle. So when are you ever going to decide to change? When is this cycle going to end? You see what's going on, right? Everybody, we're all indoctrinated into this. You're not happy in life. You're denying yourself if you don't go out and celebrate all these gluttonous holidays, and everything revolves around food, everything revolves around drinking. And if you don't do it, you're the odd man out. There's something wrong with you. You're not living life to the fullest. You're not happy. It's just nonsense. It's nonsense. You got to decide to make the change. And it really doesn't matter when you do it. I mean, as long as you do it at some point. But I can't fathom how. And again, I went longer than I should have. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm preaching. I could have stood a lot of changes before, making changes way before I did. But eventually I did, because I started to look around and I said, something's not right here. This just shouldn't be. That things didn't add up, all the sickness, all the disease, the obesity, and this isn't it's not what it's supposed to be. But the bottom line is, until you decide, and if that's the way you want to live your life, if you think you're denying yourself because you don't go out and drink and you don't go out and eat every weekend, every holiday, and somehow your life is less than because you're not falling in line with all this bullshit, well, that's obviously your choice. But if you're going to keep this cycle of just kidding yourself, well, I'm going to change after the summer. I'm going to change after the holidays. The summer's going to come every year. It comes every year for thousands of years of recorded history, right? This summer, it doesn't change. We have that cycle. You're not going to change it. The holidays are going to come. All of this shit is just going to keep coming round and round and round, and you're going to make excuse after excuse after excuse not to change. You'll convince yourself that you're changing without making changes, and it's impossible. It's totally impossible. So anyway, summer's over. You decide what you're going to do. I'm actually going to be on the road today, so I stopped here at this park. I'm going to get in a quick few reps just to grease the gears for the day. I feel a little stiff. Yesterday being Labor Day, I actually took the day off, and I didn't do any work. So I'm going to get a few reps in now, get back on the road, and I'll probably wind up at the gym a little later tonight and get something in. All right, let me get over to these bars. I'll talk to you in a minute. All right, guys. Real simple. I'm going to go with some rows, and I'll go with some decline push-ups. I'm going to go 10 down to 1 back up to 10. It'll give us 110 reps of each real quick. So let's get this done. Start with the rows. And each set, I'm going to just vary my grip a little bit. I'll go wide. I'll come in close. This, that, the other thing. So we'll just switch it up a little bit. The same but different.
pretty impressive. Ouch.
Come on, there's plenty of room here, you know.
I would actually like scare you.
So for you electrolyte guys, I mentioned this in another video. Rather than buying those pre-made drinks, way overpriced, I got some lemon water. Squeezed half a fresh lemon in some ice water. Teaspoon of some salt, pink salt. Little potassium powder. Dash of magnesium, and we have all the electrolytes we need for the day. No reason to be buying gallons of sugar water under the guise that it's going to save you from dropping from loss of electrolytes. It's all a scam. You need a little bit of salt, a little bit of potassium, some magnesium, and your ice water. Pennies. It costs pennies to get that. 8. Yeah, so getting back to what I was saying earlier, guys. If you're going to change, you have to change. You can't. I see it all the time. I deal with people all the time. I want to change, but then they're so they hope against hope. They're holding out that they're going to be the one guy, the one girl that, you know, I don't really have to change that much. I'm not as bad as that guy. He's 400 pounds, I'm only 300. Or he's 300, I'm only 200, 250. So I'm not bad like that guy. I just need to lose a few pounds. It's not what it comes down to. It takes change. You have to look at what you've been doing, what got you into the shape that you're in, and don't do it. It's a pretty simple formula in theory, like everything else. It's simple in theory, but in execution, it is the most difficult thing in the world to get people to change. You can get them to exercise, most people, but to actually change their lifestyle, give this up, and especially food. We're all food addicts across the board. No, there's no disputing that. We're all food addicts. 7. We refuse to give up, and it's because we're so addicted to it. And all we'll do is make the excuses. Well, if I have to give this up, I'm not going to give that up because that's my favorite. And it's not that I'm addicted. I'm not like everybody else. I'm not addicted to it. It's just that I like it. And I don't think I should have to give it up. Because that's depriving myself. If I don't get to put something in my body that tastes good, that gives me a dopamine hit, but at the end of the day is destroying my insides, I'm not living life to the fullest. It's not fair. I think it's a twofold problem in that, again, there's absolutely no dispute. I won't even hear it. Somebody's saying, well, I'm not addicted to this, I'm not addicted to that. We're addicted to food. It's a fact. These ultra-processed foods. Nobody's addicted to broccoli. Nobody's addicted to tomatoes. You're addicted to all the shit. But you also have that, it's become just an ingrained habit that this is, I eat this every day, and so it's, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but it's you're addicted, and it's such a strong addiction. It's almost impossible, but it can be done, but it takes a lot of work, and that's the whole problem. People don't want to put the work in. They'll spend their life looking for a hack. What can I continue to eat that's going to fix me? That's always the question. What can I eat to lose weight? And that's kind of a two-sided question. There's certain types of food, obviously, that you eat, and you're gonna, if you eat that only, but they think that they can go to Burger King, get the Whopper with cheese, the large Coke, the large fries, whatever dessert you get, and then go eat 2 bananas, and that's gonna wash it all away. But that's it. That's the bottom line, guys. You have to decide. I'm going to make the change, and I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to work at it. It doesn't work halfway. It does not work halfway. It doesn't. It's got to be a total commitment. Therein lies the problem, because people don't want to commit. They'll commit in the short term, and then it's, had one of my best friends in the world. I've known him, been one of my best friends for over 40 years. A couple of years back, he got on the bandwagon, changed everything up, changed what he ate, when he ate, everything. He did a little bit of fasting, started to do some light exercise. It took him, I think, less than 3 months. 40 pounds down, blood work improved. And then during a conversation, and I still can't fathom this question: when can I go back to eating normal? I don't know how you combat that, guys. I don't get it. And it's not that things like that aren't born out of stupidity. It's the addiction, because and the habit. You're so used to that. That's what you're accustomed to. You're indoctrinated with it. And we all are. We all are. I'm no different. Getting swarmed with bees over here. And to take it a step further, guys, like I said earlier, if you make the decision that it's worth it to you to live like that, and you don't want to give it up, and you say, "No, I'm living life to the fullest this way. I'll take my pills, I'll be sick, and I'll just deal with it." But if you have kids and you're setting an example, that takes it to another level, a whole nother level. You have a responsibility to those kids. You brought them into this world. You keep them healthy. You take care of them. And none of this bullshit, well, he or she is 18. They're yours for life. You set the example. How are you going to sit and preach to a kid, tell him what's right in life, if you're sitting there with a beer in your hand, overweight, sick? They do what we do, guys, not what we say. They're not stupid. They see too. A 5-year-old knows a hypocrite when he sees one. All right, that's 10 down. We're going to go back up to 10. That'll be 110 each. I think it's going to be a miracle if I get out of here without a bee sting today. Like I mentioned, guys, so today happens to be the day after Labor Day. And I don't know about you, but the older I get, the quicker time goes. And you're literally going to, you're already seeing the advertisements for the stupid pumpkin spice shit, right? So you know the summer's definitely gone. When you see your pumpkin spice, everybody's running to the donut shop to get their pumpkin spice. Donuts, cookies, cake, coffee, pumpkin spice everything. And then it's Christmas, then it's Thanksgiving and Christmas. And you have to drink yourself to oblivion on New Year's Eve, because why would you deprive yourself of that? That beautiful 2-day hangover. And then you'll swear off drinking until Super Bowl Sunday and call out sick on Monday from work. And again, guys, I'm not saying I'm above it all. live my life like that. I just refuse to do it anymore. My house goes on fire. It's not going to be because I lit the fucking match. I think I miscounted. Six. These bees are everywhere. Eight, 9, and 10 left. Guys, so you got to decide what you're going to do. In about 4 or 5 weeks, I'm going to turn 60 years old. I mean, mentally, I'm 16. I never fathomed. I could never even imagine myself as a kid being 60 years old. I thought when I turned 30, I would be ancient. So, you got to decide, guys. You got to decide what you're going to do. Time's going to go by, no matter what you do. And you could keep telling yourself, I'm going to do it again, right after this, right after that. There's always going to be holidays, these gluttonous. St. Valentine's Day. I love you. Here's 5 pounds of sugar and fat, and go to hell with yourself. Memorial Day. Yeah, we got to eat and drink ourselves to death all summer. Vacations. Well, I can't do anything. I had another guy. Well, I'm going to be on vacation for 2 weeks, so I hope you don't expect me to work out. What the fuck? Kind of. I don't expect you to do anything. You should expect it of yourself. You should set a standard for yourself and not fall below it. How's that? Actually, the guy I'm talking about, he's a guy I worked with, and he has turned it around. He's about my age. Past few years, he's turned it around big time. I'm really proud of him. He's doing really well. But back in the day when we were both still lushes, yeah, he wanted no part of it. But now he's doing really well for himself, thankfully. Guys, I'm so screwed up. I don't know if I just did 8 push-ups. I'm going to do 8 more. See? Got to bump up the ginkgo. If you got a bad memory, when it comes to this stuff, you got to pay the price. So I'm pretty sure I'm complete with 8. We'll do 9 and 10 and I'll get out of here. Just waiting for the bees. Nine done. So this little routine, guys, obviously I'm yakking and bullshit and I should have been done way before this. But try and hit it at a good pace. You know, like I said, like I always try and say, you rest when you need it. Obviously, if you have to take the rest, you have to take the rest. But do your best to keep up that pace and keep your heart rate up. And a little routine like this will be just fine. Like I said, so we're going to wind up 110 reps each. Pushes and pulls. So, might even do a little extra credit when I'm done, we'll see. Last 10. Okay. Got about 5 minutes, guys. Let's do a quick little bit of extra credit. Guys, we had some technical difficulties. I stood up to do my extra credit reps, which was a set of 50 bodyweight squats. Camera overheated and froze up on me. I did do them, but there again, you know, if a tree falls in a forest and nobody's there to hear it, does it actually make a sound? If I stand up to do my bodyweight squats and it's not caught on camera, did I actually do them? I contend that I did. That's going to be up to you to decide. Anyway, thanks for listening to me. You guys got to decide if you're going to change, if and when you're going to change. I hope that it's sooner rather than later. You'll be much better off. Always appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you get some reps in. Have a good day. And I'm going to talk to you in the next one. Thanks, guys.